Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing well, friends around the world. If you're new here, we're glad to have you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. On March 28, 2025, a sharp, piercing sound ripped through the skies over western Russia. In just 297 seconds, a key industrial center near Kursk went from fully operational to completely disabled. There were no sirens, no red alert, and absolutely no time for Russian forces to react. Two missiles accomplished what hundreds of Russian airstrikes never could. They cut through Russia's multi-layered air defenses like lightning. But their real weapon wasn't brute force. It was intelligence. These weren't just fire-and-forget rockets. They targeted critical weak spots and struck at the perfect moment. This wasn't just an isolated hit. It was the start of a much bigger game. Beneath the surface lies strategy, technology, and a message. And if we fail to understand that message now, the next strike might not be on Russian soil. So how did these missiles get through? Who pulled the trigger? And if Russia was just the beginning, what's the real target? Let's break it down with the team at Navy Secrets. 10:18 a.m. Ukraine fires the first missile. A high-precision, high-power Mars missile takes off. Its destination, the SUA gas facility, deep inside the Kursk region. Seconds later, boom, the sky lights up. Sudzha is hit hard. But this isn't just any facility. Sudzha is a critical node in Russia's energy grid. It compresses gas and keeps pressure stable along the Yamal-Europe pipeline, which moves energy from Russia to Europe. Disabling it didn't just cause destruction, it sent a direct message. Ukraine used HIMARS launchers firing GMLRS missiles guided by satellite, accurate to within just a few meters. They're fast, mobile, and deadly. Once they hit, there's no doubt who did it. Kursk is about 90 to 100 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, way out of reach for standard artillery. But with upgraded GMLRS shells, HIMARS can hit targets that far, and even further. The strike caught Russian defenses completely off guard. No active systems like Pantsir S-1 or Tor M2 were protecting the facility at the time. Russia assumed the area was safe. That assumption collapsed in seconds. The destruction of Sudzha immediately disrupted gas pressure and flow in the region. It didn't shut Moscow down overnight, but it seriously hurt energy stability and export schedules. Analysts call this infrastructure attrition, slowly breaking down the enemy's ability to wage long-term war. The strike came at a time when some US politicians were calling for less support for Ukraine, but this attack proved that American weapons, when used effectively, make a real difference. HIMARS showed what Ukraine could do, not just on the front lines, but deep inside enemy territory. For months, Moscow believed its infrastructure was untouchable. That belief is now shattered. Instead of firing a single missile, Ukrainian forces used a brilliant tactic. From one HIMARS launcher, they fired two GMLRS missiles, each on a different trajectory. One came from the northeast, the other from the northwest. They weren't side by side, but carefully programmed to strike at the exact same time. This tactic, called converging missile arcs, overloads radar systems. Defenders have to split their attention. Most systems can only handle one threat at a time. Two missiles coming fast from opposite directions, that's a nightmare. Russia's radar network near Sudzha had no chance. The conflicting trajectories overwhelmed their decision-making. That split-second hesitation let both missiles through. Even advanced systems like Pantsir S-1 or Buk M3 can be overwhelmed if they're not placed or timed right. According to defense experts, Kursk likely didn't have enough mobile defense units to cover all possible angles. Both missiles hit their marks nearly simultaneously. To make it worse, the missiles were pre-programmed using GPS and timing algorithms. No need for updates after launch. Once in the air, everything was automatic. No extra signals, no radio contact, just precision from start to finish. And here's the real danger. These aren't unguided rockets. GMLRs are satellite-guided smart munitions with a circular error probable of under 5 meters. That means even from 70 to 80 kilometers away, they rarely miss. One HIMARS launcher can fire 6 missiles in under a minute, then move before anyone can strike back. This shoot-and-scoot strategy makes them extremely hard to detect and even harder to destroy. So now, Russia faces a serious problem. Deep targets are no longer safe. Not because of surprise, but because of design. 2 missiles, 2 angles, 1 perfect strike. And the danger doesn't stop there. These strikes are now backed by a new level of technology, changing how wars are fought. In the dark of the launch zone, 2 missiles lift off, silent, precise, deadly. They're not chasing moving targets, they're following a perfect plan. Each GMLRS is guided by GPS and INS, or inertial navigation system. GPS links it to satellites above, and INS tracks its position, speed, and direction internally. Even if someone jams GPS, the missile keeps going. It remembers its path, adjusts mid-air, and never backs down. This isn't guesswork, it's math. It's precision code. That's why the error margin is under 5 meters. From nearly 80 kilometers away, it can hit a car-sized target. Inside each missile isn't just an explosive, it's a multi-layered weapon designed for maximum destruction. First, a shaped copper charge, which melts into a superheated jet on impact, piercing concrete, steel, even fuel tanks. Then, a fragmentation layer packed with pre-cut metal shards. The explosion blasts these outward, shredding everything in a wide radius. Finally, incendiary material, when it hits, it burns. And in a gas-filled facility like SUA, it creates firestorms, not just craters. While Russian operators stared at their screens, the threat was already on the way. And because GMLRS flies low, hugging the terrain, it stayed invisible until the last seconds. By the time radar stations near Kursk picked it up, it was too late. Each missile hit a separate target. One struck the main gas compression room, the heart of the facility. The other veered slightly and hit the backup power and control network. 2 systems, 2 impacts, 1 moment of silence, then chaos. Flames burst from the plant, pressure dropped to 0. Control panels caught fire, then died. The facility wasn't just damaged, it was completely disabled in under 10 seconds. This wasn't an attack, it was an execution, and now the world has seen something new, not just how Ukraine fights, but what next-gen precision warfare looks like. 1 missile, 1 moment, 1 perfect hit, Ukraine. At the end of the video, thank you for listening. Please continue following the S News channel. Watch the upcoming videos and support us by subscribing, liking, and